What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your weekend astrology forecast for the weekend of November 13th and the 14th of 2021. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Thank you so much for being here with me. I appreciate you all so much. Hope you had a good week. Hope you're ready for this weekend. We're going to see that moon in Pisces, trying the sun. We got Mercury in opposition to Uranus. We got Venus going to work on a square over to Chiron. It's a sensitive weekend. I hope it goes well for everybody. It's definitely got the dreamy vibe to it, Moon Neptune. Like, wow, we can really go far. Like, we can really get out there, and especially with our visions and our creative potential. It's also like, I feel like a recipe for like some chaotic events this weekend. Mercury's at 12 degrees in opposition to Uranus exact on Saturday, and it's just like, I think we have to be in a deep place of commitment to ourselves, and Venus and Capricorn's kind of showing up with us there too, but we have to be in a deep place of moving towards our passions, understanding our deepest truth and values, while simultaneously being able to pivot, being able to accept the flow of life and the chaos of this realm that we live in, and kind of flow in our own, where's like our flow. Oh man, I dropped my pen. See, I got to go with the flow and just pick the pen up, and like, instead of being like, oh, chaotic, circumstance, I'm going to shut the video off. Like, no, like, we got to accept change. We got to accept there's certain things out of our control. Things are going to happen. And it's like how we can understand the deeper part of ourself, of like what these things are showing up in our life, and how maybe they're triggering us, or how maybe they're bringing up aspects that we got to work through in our life. This is where some of the most, I would say, some of the biggest epiphany moments about how you can be in a flow state and kind of like go with the tune of the universe here. Like, I feel like I can hear the universe almost right now as I'm doing this. Like, we got to really just, whatever the tune is, let's just jive with the tune in the best way to you. And it's like, okay, well, this is a new plan. New shift over here. This just popped into life. Like, it's definitely one of those weekends. Like, there's kind of this trickster energy with Mercury in opposition to Uranus, and even the moon on Neptune. Like, there are so many spells going on in this reality right now. It blows my mind when I look out there in the world. So this is where we have to also like draw boundaries, and the sun's at 21 degrees of Scorpio. We're expanding our boundaries so that we can use our magic to pivot and to create our truest desires, to unlock psychic potential within us all, so that we can be protected while simultaneously creating. So we got to be careful where we put our energy. We got to be careful, about information that we see. But I would say there's some good energy with that sun moon trine with Neptune. Like, definitely spiritual gifts are out there for us. We can expand so much of our emotion, of our being able to sense and channel and feel the energies of the universe. And that's why I think that music kind of came in. It's like, we just got to jive with the flow of the universe. Like, if something crazy comes out of left field, it came out of left field. How do you choose to react? How do you draw boundaries for your reactions? Like, in some ways too, like, we got to have a good balance between our desires and like what the physical nature of reality is with Uranus and Taurus, and how it's changing. And do we really want to put all of our energy into stuff that we don't uniquely find passion for within ourselves, or connections, or people? I mean, it's just worth paying attention to. And the sun is going to square over to Jupiter this weekend. It's going to be exact on Monday, but we're definitely feeling that. And I would say that can be forcing gifts into our life. That can be forcing good luck and abundance. But it's almost like there's got to be edge. There's got to be a little risk. Got to kind of like take chances and move into the future here, and be able to envision a future, and to be in the flow with where that future can go. Because it's almost like if we hold on too tight right now to anything or any ideal, or just like kind of, numb away from what's trying to show up in our life, like, we could miss the gift, and we could be like, honestly, just feeling like, wow, frazzled and kind of out of it. Venus is going to start squaring Chiron this weekend. Chiron's going to come to 8 degrees, and Venus will tomorrow on Sunday. Like, let's pull up Sunday's chart. Like, that's a big one. Like, feels very like, and the moon will be there on Sunday. It'll finish up in Pisces with all that great trine energy to the sun. And then it comes into Aries, and it does give us some fire that we're lacking in the chart right now. But at the same time, it's with Chiron. So we go from a sensitive sun Neptune on Saturday to a sun Chiron on Sunday with squares to Venus. I mean, I got to be honest, like we could be feeling very like masochistic towards ourselves. So this is where I think we're finding how to be in tune so that we're not like doubting ourselves or guilting ourselves or feeling like we're not enough. Like this is where we can really dedicate to our strengths, dedicate to where we're asserting ourselves in this great flow and being able to, change our minds, being able to take epiphany moments, kind of disconnect and look at the full picture and be very objective in life right now so that you can really individualize your deepest route, your deepest sense of you, and what that means in terms of anything in life that you're trying to connect to right now, because there's a lot of connection aspect that's going on. And even Saturn and Uranus are getting closer to their square. And Sun will be 1 degree away at 22, and the Sun will be at 22 on Sunday. So, I mean, I feel like this is a super connected Sunday, but it's like getting through vulnerabilities, finding your power, pivoting for your deepest desires. And even Mars at 10 degrees, it's finishing up. It's definitely creating space with Saturn, and it is in that sextile with Venus, and I like that a lot. So it's like the more passionate we are, the more dedicated we are to kind of growing the things we want in life and the things that are going to be the most beautiful. And we're kind of going to have to re-evaluate our relationship to a lot of society. And that's kind of what Venus and Capricorn's going to do with this retrograde and spend so much time in Capricorn. It's like we're redefining our value system based on the growth and the metamorphosis we put into ourselves. And, what this higher energy is and how we're moving in a direction for that right now. And it's like, okay, well, how do we relate to society? Because Capricorn is kind of society in many ways. And then there's also this moving into the future. There's also this Aquarian energy. So it's very like Capricornian, Aquarian, Scorpionic. So it's like there's this need to disconnect and build new structures in our life and really relate to those things and move, passionately with depth from our soul for what these are. And I think that a lot of those can be starting as we get this moon coming into Aries, and it's like, what are you going to charge forward with in life? What is it that shows up that there was a change of mind maybe on Saturday, and it's like, oh, I got to make a decision here. What suits me best spiritually, and what gives me the strength to not be like in a guilted sort of victim place? Because Sunday kind of has like this feel like if you don't take the route less traveled and be able to make a shift in life for what it is you really want within your soul, and you're just going to keep playing by an old outdated system in any part of life, like you're going to feel like, why'd I do that? And I would hate for people to come to Sunday and be like, why am I in this place? Why am I not happy? Why am I not getting what I want? And then like pointing the finger out there. And like I said, there are so many spells going on in the collective right now. Like we got to pay attention to what really, like we got to put our intent, and I need to do this too, put our intentions, put our focus on what we really want to build, what we really desire, that lights us up, that makes us happy, that makes us feel like, we're kind of in the driver's seat of our life while simultaneously being in a flow state with where the universe is taking us. So I think the universe is blowing us in a direction this weekend. It's ready to make changes. It's going to say, hey, look, you're going to have to make some changes this weekend so that you can identify with the changes that are going to be best suited for yourself. And you don't want to get down on yourself if it's a change. You kind of want to like see the empowerment in change, because, if we're in Scorpio season and we're going to obsess too much over anything, the universe has a funny way of ripping things out of our grasp, out of our life. So I think we have to be open to the edge the universe can bring, kind of dance to that tune a little bit. As the moon will make really good aspects to the nodes on Sunday, sextile to the north node, trine to the south node. It seems like this weekend's big, as we're getting really close to the eclipse on the 19th, which is going to be a big one. And, I got a good live for next week coming that I'm going to talk about that eclipse with Algol and all that it looks like is coming there. And even Saturday we get The moon sextile Pluto. There's something about this like mystical transformation. It's almost like, as a Capricorn, I feel like Pluto's getting us ready to be this mystical sea goat. But we gotta like know our mysticism. And this weekend, I think it starts off with a really beautiful opportunity to get into such a mystic state, to get into a flow state of how you're truly feeling, to pay attention to the spells that you're creating in your own life, and hopefully they're enchanting your life and not dragging it down, while simultaneously being aware of what's going on in the world, but not letting those spells get to you, because there's a lot of magic going on in this world, and you can look out there and see it for yourself. But this is where we got to have good boundaries, and I think we're expanding those so that we can open new doorways, so that we can make pivots and get these great epiphany moments and insights without feeling like, whoa, a little crazy, a little schizo. Because this is where gosh, it's kind of funny too, the people that to society and the social norms that are going on in this world, if you're in your truth right now, you do look schizophrenic, and you kind of have to really hold that line for yourself, because if you believed in it, you would be over there, and you're not. So you have to trust yourself. You have to love yourself. You don't want to feel guilty in life right now. I think that there's luck building, but it's almost like luck if you're ready to live life on the edge and not obsess over what it can be. We almost have to be willing to really open up to what the future is. And the future is a trip, because we don't know what the future completely is. I think we can feel it this weekend. I think we have a good idea of what that direction is, or what that pivot in life is. But it's almost like you really got to have faith. You really got to trust in it and make sure that it matches with the information that's showed up in your life, that the environment you want, that it has like your truth built into it. I think this is where so much of our individual truth and collective truth is getting exposed, so that you can really see it. And that's part of this Scorpio season. I think it's metamorphosizing a lot of our physical world in a way that we can start making things happen for this future. We can start going forward. It's not time to go backwards anymore. Like, we got to go forward. And a lot of it's about truth. A lot of it's about your emotional security. I think we're all trying to find this deep emotional security, and Scorpio season can have us wanting to get into that. But it's through uncomfort that we find our own security, so that we find our inner power, and we're not looking for power to come in outside of us and show us that we need something else. Like this moon coming into Aries is like, yo, identify with your strength. You are the essence of Chiron, in a sense that it's the wounded healer, and it's a great guide. So we're all kind of stepping into a guide role in some way in our life as we move forward here. We want to be strong in that. We want to know that we can bring our values to life, and we don't have to, we don't have to be second to what those are. We just have to be tapped into what the universe is presenting us, be in the flow state. I think we can find some things that really light us up this weekend, I'll be honest. Last weekend before eclipses. We are coming into that. So I hope everybody does well this weekend. If I was going to rate this weekend, I mean, I would say like it has a really dreamy vibe. It has a really sort of escapey vibe, but it also has there's like an entrapment to it. We got to be careful with what's going on and where we put our intention. I think that's so important. Like, you want to really get into your essence, your truth. And I think focusing on the things that you want to build, and, moving powerfully and passionately towards those without getting too lost in what could show up in the world. Because, I mean, it's got like it's got spelly energy out there. So hopefully we're creating good magic for our own lives and putting that right intention out there to expand and to create a life that's going to show us the edge we're looking for, the right kind of edge, while simultaneously the universe might show us some crazy edge that we were never expecting to see. And we got to identify and not point the finger, and not say, or play the victim too, with Moon Chiron square Venus. We don't want to play the victim. Knight of Wands upright. Yeah, let's ride off powerfully and passionately. out there with the universe right now. It's showing us a way. I think if we can identify with it this weekend and be in that tune and that flow, like we can find a lot of empowerment, especially from our heart. Two of Cups reversed. You know, pay attention to relationship stuff. It's like Venus square Chiron. There can definitely be some like wounded relationships out there, but and I'll be honest too, like even Moon, Neptune, trine the Sun, like we can definitely idolize other people's power and what other people have that maybe we don't, or in relationships or our bonds. Like we definitely don't want to just be in some like false sort of relationship or some false soulmate kind of energy. Like this is where you really know. Pay attention to that. I think we're looking for twin like energy. I think we're looking for this great bonds, these great connections, but we're only going to get those if we're in our own empowerment. And I think that's when they can come in, is when we're feeling strong and moving in our direction of our future. We're going to know who's there, who's not. And if, you know, someone else isn't in their empowerment, I mean, we might have to uplift each other. I don't want to say that, but it's definitely like, it's like the soulmate card reversed. Like, pay attention to who's spelling you maybe with that kind of relationship energy, and draw good boundaries if you have to. And we got the Chariot for the final card. It's my favorite. It's like, let's go. I feel like there's something about this weekend that's trying to take us into this direction that we know we need to go, and we're kind of leaving some old stuff behind while simultaneously just trusting our gut and our spiritual calling in some way. And there's something about this strength and this movement forward this weekend, and I feel like it can come through unpredictability or having to switch your own tune in life to match the tune of the universe. Your gut's going to know, and I guess it's time to roll this weekend. We got the Knight of Wands. That's moving fast. And, you know, that Two of Cups is like kind of harsh energy if we're in situations that are not based on real love and they're just like kind of holding on by a thread in life. I mean, we could definitely be in a weird place there, but looks like it's time to move forward this weekend. So move forward into your future with power. Don't guilt trip yourself. Like, love yourself. And if you love yourself, you're going to have such an easier time changing and switching gears for whatever shows up that is necessary for you this weekend. I love you all so much. I'll see you for the weeklies, and I'll see you next week. Sending you all my best. Peace.